Hello, I'm Foxworth Human. Welcome to Cosmic Kerbals, a Kerbal story. In this episode, we're doing things a little different. It's going to be this way from now on. I have a new narrator. His name is Kevin Kerman, and I'll let him take it away.
Welcome, we are inside the admin building. It's day 1 of year 2. Happy New Year, Kerbals. They select a new strategy, Probe Frenzy 2. They get 8% increase to science transmitted from probes, with a 12% increase on recovered probe science. It does come at a cost of 50,000 Kerbucks. Also, crewed vessels will have an increase of 100% to the launch cost, leaving the Kerbals with only about 5,000 Kerbucks left. A solar storm hits Kerbin. The Kerbnik, already equipped with a Gigar counter, starts gathering and transmitting data. On day 47, after waiting out thunderstorms, thinking they were going to miss the launch window, the skies opened up. The KUNT's finest scientists and engineers would not have a failure like last time. The O.M.B relay satellite was ready to be launched into a KeoSynchronous orbit. On top, the new Alpha 1 booster. There we seen a clean booster separation. That is where things went bad on the last orbital attempt. Main engine cut off, separation and upper stage ignition. Fairing deployment cleanly and extension of the magnometer boom. The probe transmits the light experiment in high space above Kerbin for 3 credits, a high space telemetry report worth 3 credits. The temperature scan for high space is 4 credits, but measuring the temperature of space appears to be quite impossible, as there is no matter around to be either hot or cold, except the spacecraft and the thermometer itself. This should give the R&D guys something to think about for a while. Here the probe is pulling its orbit in to match that of the contract. Now a slight inclination adjustment. When that green line disappears, the contract parameters are complete, and so is the contract. The probe also sent back a radiation scan of the outer belt. The radiation environment up there is more complex than we thought. On day 60, the cunts are contracted to put a satellite into geostationary orbit for Kerbal motion. Placed on top an Alpha 1, it heads to orbit. The side boosters separate cleanly. Fairing separation good, magnetometer deployed. MECO and booster separation, but, oh no! The upper stage is reported not to have fired. Engine malfunctioned, the mission is a failure. The agency figures might as well fire the satellite's orbital maneuvering thruster in an attempt some kind of orbit for the communication network, being it is a relay. Now day 89, another attempt at Kerbal motion's geostationary orbit. We have lift off. The main engine ignites, followed shortly after, side booster separation. MECO, and this time the upper stage engine ignites. Nominal fairing deployment and activation of science equipment. Circularization maneuver made and relay antennas deployed. Mission control calls for engine ignition. Payload deployed, mission control will attempt to deorbit the upper stage. Unfortunately, that pesky engine fails to ignite, once again, leaving it as space junk. And just like last time, when the bright green line disappears, the contract is complete. It is day 99 as the agency waits for the next scanner to be built. A new pilot, Korsted Kerman, tries out the new experimental VTOL technology. He reports it is quite tricky to fly. He does manage to take off from the runway, fly over to the VAB and land on top. May not be the best or smoothest of landings. Maybe kinda more on the stairs than the actual helipad, but hey, we are Kerbals, so we will accept it. On day 112, the newly rebuilt ScanSat low-resolution altimetry scanner, atop the Alpha 1, is heading for a polar orbit. Another clean separation of the side boosters. The Alpha 1 core booster has been very reliable. If only the same could be said for the upper stage. After MECO and fairing deployment, everyone waits. And yes, the upper stage engine ignites and pulls away. After reaching apoapsis, the circularization burn ignites. Although it appears the engineers didn't calculate the delta V correctly, it runs out of fuel, leaving it in a 121 by 93 kilometer orbit. Mission Control also didn't fly it all that accurate either. They wanted a final orbit of 80 kilometers. Now at the tech tree, the scientists and engineers decide to research small solid rockets, advanced rocketry, which allows for the site experiment. Then enhanced survivability and battery tech. That will bring this episode to a close. Thank you for watching. I'm Kevin Kerman signing off.
Hey, just want to thank everybody for the support of the last video. It's been amazing. This series is kicking it off. But I'm moving, so there may be a slight delay for the next video. But as soon as I'm settled, we'll get the series out in a more regular fashion. Thank you again. Goodbye.